Oh my god. My first live stream. Cunt. Devil's League.
Cooper Webb, you bring back Hayden Deegan, and
if you've been eyeing Paramount Plus, now is the time to start streaming. With the Paramount Plus
Chilling.
get the Black Friday offer and stream now.
0 people on the stream.
So stop wearing something
That's
that colors
hilarious.
go outside and get the Bearskin Tactical Hoodie 4.0. The 10-pocket tactical micro fleece hoodie that blocks wind, repels.
Brandon Cooper Webb, you bring back Hayden Deegan, Anderson's getting better, Craig was ripping in practice. I think this is going to be a good one, boys.
Yeah, practice for these 450 guys was really intense. So they're out there getting the session underway. We'll give them a minute to get themselves warmed up. And this is going to be the first time on this FIM World Supercross Championship that we've seen Tomac, Webb, Savachi, Anderson, Hayden Deegan, Roxon, all together racing in one location. It's going to be spectacular.
And the other thing that I'm really looking for in tonight's racing and this qualifying session is we're in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in Canada, we've come down south, completely different conditions. We're going to see Tomac on a completely different race surface.
And as you just saw, we are in SX1 qualifying session. Fighting to see which four riders will move on to Super Bowl for the gate picks in SX1, and then we'll be racing later on after Super Bowl. And Roxon on that number 94, former world champ, the two-time world champ, out on the track for that number 94. See what he can do here as he gets on the clock and gets it rolling.
On that big quad out of the rhythm section, there it is. And Rob, I think that this soil will help Kenny. This looks more like Buenos Aires. It's hard, packed, slick. He's got that perfect balance. The issue, though, is that Eli Tomac, he's good at this, too. He's good at everything. So there's a chance these two boys can elevate again away from the pack if they get those starts. And Kenny's got to feel a little redemption tonight. Want to get it back from Eli.
Kristen, right now, Ken Roxon on that Pipes Motorsports Group Suzuki sits number one.
He looks good out there, and I spoke with his team manager, Larry, really listening. He said, we want Ken to want more power. We can give it to him. We're testing it with Jason right now, but he doesn't want it. He has been riding the same settings, if you can imagine this, on this bike for nearly 4 years, but he's content, he's comfortable. So why toy with a good thing? It just goes to show when riders have a preference, sometimes you just gotta trust them because they can still find success with comfortability, not always speed.
7.5 minutes to go. It's Roxon, Tomac, Craig, and Savachi right now. Deegan, one spot out. Are you surprised this early on the Danger Boys right in the mix?
No, I mean, I think he showed in Argentina he had a bit of a gate pick debacle that kind of meant he had to come through the pack, but the speed was, the intensity was there. I think Danger Boys can be a threat tonight.
Love seeing Gregory Aranda jump into the top four for now in the Team GSM bike. These guys already down to the 52-second range. 52.454, the quickest for Roxon. Here's a look at Tomac, the reigning champ. Tomac for the personal best in Sector 1. He goes best overall in Sector 2. Tomac on a heater here. And Red Bull KTM.
Going 2/10 off of Kenny. This could get it if he sticks these woods.
And you can see the times on the bottom. Craig, Tomac, and Roxon all in the top three right now for Super Bowl. Tomac across the line. He's number one with a blistering 51.999. And Roxon chasing after him. He was overall best in Sector 1, personal best in Sectors 2 and 3. This could be really good as Roxon makes his way to the finish line jump. Here he comes. Kenny's over the line, and what does he do?
I cut it.
He got quicker to a 52.211, but not quick enough to overtake Tomac yet.
Get a little bit of a kick out the whoops, and he had to kind of tap his way out that last wheel. A 10th is just snap your fingers. It's that quick, so one little mistake can cost you when you're in a pack that is this good. You can't slip at all. Kenny's got one little kick out cost him.
Jace, this is something I've been talking to the mechanics about earlier today. I talked to Carlos Rivera and Jay Dungy about who work on that Red Bull KTM for Eli Tomac. And I said, as I was sitting up here earlier watching him practice, Tomac running to the wall jump.
First plow.
His braking was unbelievable. It was more like a road racer. Deep into the wall section, hard on the brakes. The bike was so steady. And he was able to go deeper than anybody, get over that wall jump quick, and then shoot away. And braking, it's not something most fans tend to talk about because it's not the most exciting, but it could be an area where he's making up a lot of time tonight.
I couldn't agree more. And fundamentals are the things that win races at this level as well. It's the things that they teach you day one that will carry through your entire career. And you're right, Tomac is the perfect example of that.
You know who else is riding really good is Gregory Aranda. He just jumps up to number 2 for the 52.065, and he was overall quickest in sectors 2 and 3.
And imagine him coming in with this lineup, with Tomac, Roxon Webb, these legends, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to put my name on the board over and over. He did it in the first qualifier, second qualifier. He's doing it again. The guy is on absolute rails against the legends of Supercross.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Super Webb, because number 2 is number 7 on the board right now, and I'm a little surprised about that. I mean, I know he's doing the wild card thing, and he's been having some fun down here, but he's a champion. He knows what it takes to win. He's ready to do so.
Yeah, and he's a racer. We all know that he can race, but he's going to have to be faster in this because this age is going to matter. That 181st corner.
I'm about to go talk about
Honestly, at this point, it might just be a slight oversight on his behalf, but maybe head down there in between these, time to untouch it for the heat. We might see a whole shot, and he might just check out from this thing.
I think it unlocks the flow for him. I really
Yes,
do.
yes. You talked about the braking, how important. With Anderson, it's the feel and the vibe.
Yeah.
And Ralph, we're not seeing the vibe. Like, untuck that jersey. Come on, Jason.
Hey, I got my shirt untucked. I'm ready. Come on, boy. Let's get it going
And
here.
it's hot right now.
Yeah, buddy, is it ever? It feels like, guys, a national in Florida today.
Yeah.
An outdoor national in Florida, right? Gatorback. Something like that, Daniel.
It is hot, and that's going to play a role in the race because it does go quick tonight. And yes, the sun will go down, and it will be. Wilson. What? Get the fuck out of here, man. why the start is going to be so important. And if you're Gregory Aranda, man, you are loving this.
Let's wrap this up right now. We're coming up to 2 minutes to go. It's Tomac, Aranda, Roxon, and Anderson, Kristen.
Right now, Hayden Deegan just spent nearly 3 minutes in the hot pit with his mechanic, Brent Duffy. That's a long time in these short qualifying sections. I asked Brent what adjustment he wanted. Brent said, I can't tell you, I'd get in trouble. As Cooper Ruggs and Ken Roxon both visiting the hot pit here as well.
3 minutes, guys. That's brutal. As Kristen pointed out, Roxon leaving the racetrack. He's done. He posted the third quickest so far. He's got 1:30 on the board, and he said, that's all I got.
You know, I wonder what they're searching for. I have to imagine the big whoops and the big faces of the jumps makes you want to be stiff, but the traction makes you want to kind of be soft. So I bet you they're kind of searching for that perfect balance where they get hooked up at corners, drive in with good braking, but then they can't get up too much because of the jumps and whoops. So
Savatgy goes to number 1. Joey Savatgy with a 51. Time to be done with the talking. Let's drop the gate and go racing in Australia.
Leave me alone. Why are you harassing me? I said you're the twin. Man, you gotta get your black ass on.
On November 23rd, 2023, an officer in Riviera Beach responded to a call from a homeowner reporting that a man had damaged her property. When the officer arrived, the individual was standing in the middle of the roadway, creating a disturbance and blocking traffic.
Hey, is that reason why you in the middle of the road? I'm not over there. I said, you can't. I'm on sidewalk. Are you leaving on, sir? Hey, excuse me, sir. He's bothering me. Can you record this? Sir. He's bothering me. I'm on the sidewalk, city property. Sir, what's your name, man? Man, you can't ask me my name. I ain't do nothing to you. You was being traffic, so you detained. And I got a call by you. Car had to go around you. I just saw the car. What's your last name? You can't quiet go around. What's your last name? Hey, what's your last name? Man, fuck me, do my job. Fuck you. And let me do my job. Get your black ass on, bitch. I'm black. I am black. No, get off. I'm 30. I'm not 30. I ain't 30. Man, you black like me. Oh, you black like me. You better take your pussy ass off. I ain't 30. You. Stop putting your hand on me. Get your hand on my face. You okay? You're detaining. Get your hand on my face. You're not detaining me. You're not detaining me. You're not detaining me. That car didn't report you, bitch. Leave me alone. Why are you harassing me? I said you're detaining. Man, you gotta get your black ass on. What? Or you're violating your fucking rights, bitch. You stand on this all day. You black. You black. All right. Back in the day, they had 5 police looking out for the like that. Who the fuck you is? No. I give up. You dead ass wrong with us. You give up. You have to come to ass. Hey, good hand country, man. Hey, bro. His hand country, yo. Hey, you have to do that, bro. You left me alone. You have to do that, dog. Come on, bro. You have to do that, dog. Hey, Archie, calm down, Archie. So I got him, we got a call earlier from this 1012 down there, calling the service not pulled up.
Here now. Get in the house because we're not doing this today. We're not doing this today.
So, I call him in the So I check out what go over the radio, and then he go to acting crazy. I'm not, you're not gonna talk to me. I'm talking. I'm like, hey, I'm talking to you good. And then from there, he kept trying to walk on saying, hey, you're saying, you know, we gotta see what's going on down there.
Good morning.
We're gonna kill them. And then we go out with him. I tell him you detain, do like this, he just swing on me, so we get touched. And then the radio thing came off. So that's why it's really good.
It's fine. I heard you call. I already know.
Yeah. But we're good though.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, in the truck.
Yeah, that's
I'm taking it up. You might try to assault me too, huh? Hey, I need back up. Because you might try to assault me again. You took off the camera one time, you do it again. What's your last name? Huh? What's your last name? You'll figure that out. I'm telling you, right? So you get in the car? Ain't going to talk. Ain't going to talk. Boy, ain't going to talk, huh?
Tonight, 4 suspects from Venezuela are sitting in the Monroe County Jail after police say they went on a multi-state crime spree. All of them face a charge of organized theft for targeting ATMs in several states. CBS 4's Max Lewis explains how they got into so many.
Jeez.
You can get with this, and you can get back. That's the question, right? Let's go forward. Here's what it could look like around 11 a.m. Sorry. This is what it looks like around 11 a.m., right? And it looks to me like it'll be transitioning over to rain, snow mix, especially on the southern side of town near Festus. I think maybe up there towards Edwardsville and St. Charles and Alton. You guys probably will still have some snow around at this point, but we're all rain in Columbia, Jefferson City, and especially Kansas City at this time. But the snow is going to be getting even heavier at this point in places like Des Moines and places like that. What the heck happened there? So we're going to be probably all rain in St. Louis by 3 p.m., and that's when we're going to start to see the snow total start to cut down, and we'll end up with a slushy mess more than anything. But this is also when the snow is really going to pick up in Springfield, okay? Springfield, Illinois, Peoria. It's going to be snowing much heavier around 3 p.m. Let's go even farther into the future. Some very heavy snow is going to be moving into Bloomington, and Bloomington, Illinois, and Indiana around this time. And I don't know what y'all bought once, but let's entertain this. Hello, y'all bot. What do you got for me? Oh.
Hey, Ryan. This is your reminder to check your email about that Clarksville TN Tower situation. The chat is blowing up about that 0838 deadline. Time's ticking. Better jump on that.
Thank you. All right, that worked. So that'll be useful. That'll be useful. That's awesome. I had actually forgotten that I did that. So I can't imagine how, like, I'm going to, anytime I say that I'm going to check back in on something, I'm going to tell it to remind me so I don't forget. All right, anyways, let's go back to the future radar here. Notice how that warm nose is going to overtake St. Louis, but also southern Illinois, southern Indiana. But these places are going to get hit really hard by a thumping of snow before the warm nose moves in, like Terre Haute, Indiana, for example, Indianapolis, even down there towards Bloomington, Columbus, Indiana. You guys are going to get in on a good heaping helping of snow, but but it is going to quickly go away as that warm nose comes in, and we're going to switch over to rain by midnight tonight. The places where it's not going to switch over to rain at all, like Des Moines, Davenport, Burlington, Chicago, up there in towards Kalamazoo and Detroit, this is where we have a pretty good chance of seeing some decent snow tonight. I do think that we'll see a lot of snow in Chicago up towards
All right,
Milwaukee.
guys, I'm standing in San Antonio.
Milwaukee. What are we saying? Ryan, it's very snowy here and very cold. Thank you for that report. Wisco is starting to snow as well. We got somebody watching in Chicago. They say, I'm watching with my coffee right now. Chicago, if you need updates here, awesome. There's actually a lot of you watching in Chicago and Milwaukee, so I'll keep that in mind. And we will watching this as the storm continues to move up your way. So warm nose moves into Indianapolis probably around 11 p.m. And then, yeah, we are going to get a little bit of snow in Ohio before we switch over to rain. But for the most part, this snowstorm is going to be focused on this area right here. This is who's getting hit the hardest, right back in that area. Let's switch over and let's actually do snowfall totals. And bear with me on the colors. I've got to work on that color switching logic. All right, so this is through 12. Okay, so through 1 a.m. tonight to tomorrow morning. This is what we're looking at as far as additional snowfall totals. So up here, and the ARRR might be being a little bullish on snow totals, but it's possible that we see an additional 10 inches of snow up here between Carlinville and Godfrey. One of the things that we've got to get in here is the national blend of models. This is just the ARRR forecast, but I would love to have the NWS and the national blend of models forecasts in the WeatherWise app as well. I think that's coming soon. Potentially around 10 inches over here, south and west of Peoria. On top of what you already have, another 8 inches is possible between Dubuque and Davenport. And then if you count all of the, lake effect that's going to happen out here in South Bend, we can have up to 17 inches of snow by the time this is all said and done a couple of days from now. But downtown Chicago, we're talking about 8, 9 inches. On the northwest side of town, there will be a couple of places that exceed 9 inches. It does look like Milwaukee is going to be a big winner here with over a foot of snow possible. And yeah, remember all this stuff around Davenport, this is on top of what you already have. So keep that in mind. I see a lot of people watching in Peoria. It looks like 7, 8 inches is going to be possible. And remember, this is just one model. I think that a lot of these places will end up seeing more than this. Some places will see a little bit less, but it's the best I can do right now. All we have is the ARRR on this program. But you can see, though, that there's a pretty sharp gradient between, for example, Springfield and Evansville. Nothing in Evansville, maybe an inch or two in Bloomington, maybe 2 or 3 inches in Indianapolis. And then boom, you go up towards north of Fort Wayne, and we're talking about over a foot. And yes, you are noticing this correctly if you're taking a look at this. There's another storm system that's going to come right after this. I wonder if the GFS works. Hold on. Can I set the GFS up for Hold on. If the GFS works, I'll be able to show you the next storm that's coming in after this. And it looks like it's going to be plumb wild. For a lot of people that are watching that are currently not getting hit very hard, gosh, it takes the frames forever. I gotta start pre-loading. All right, while we wait on that, I'm going to turn the sound on. And if you want to see your dot appear with a boop sound, go ahead and share your location with me in the WeatherWise app. Well, and this is what it's looking like out here in St. John, Missouri right now. It is getting plumb wild on a lot of these roadways. Take it easy out there, y'all. I don't know. I don't think this is going to work with GFS. I haven't completed the setup yet. Yeah. Field, you truck, I agree. Chelsea's looking a little bullish for sure. Well, I'm rebuilding this out. There we go. All right, so yeah, there's 1,200 of you sharing your locations with me right now. That's what you're hearing. All right, let's see if this works. Let me see if I can pull this into the future here. Oh yeah, the GFS works. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to turn the locations on for this just so we can see what's going on. But this is something really interesting that we'll be talking about in the videos coming up here soon. But after this storm, this is the one that we're tracking right now. After that goes by, we're immediately going to be tracking another storm coming around the mountain as she comes. You heard me say the other day. And this is going to be our next big storm that's potentially going to bring snow as far south as into Oklahoma and Arkansas. Another big shout of snow for Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. But this one goes farther south and is potentially an impactful winter storm for the mid-Mississippi River Valley and the Ohio Valley. Will there be a warm note? This doesn't look like a big snowstorm for Nashville, for example, but Cincinnati, Louisville, Indianapolis, up to Columbus, this is a better chance for us, right? And then this turns into a potential whopper of a snowstorm for the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. It doesn't look like a coastal storm, maybe a little bit more of an interior Northeast kind of deal. But right now, that's our next big storm that we're watching, and this is going to be the focus of the channel after today, pretty much. So yeah, then I'm glad I worked that out, where that works. All right, this is the current radar, and there's currently 825 of you guys sharing your locations with me right now. A lot of people are watching around Chicago. The snowblower is at the ready. Somebody's over here in DeKalb. They say it is cold and snowy. And yeah, it's getting crazy out there. It's snowy in Urbana. The snow is getting ready to start in places like Fort Wayne, South Bend. I know they haven't started yet. And we do have a little bit of a dry slot right in here. If you're around Burlington, south and east of Des Moines, it is definitely not as snowy as it has been, but it's going to fill back in, don't you worry. We're going to clear all, we're going to fill all. Actually, gosh, all right, let's clear all, fill all. All right, I'm going to turn the sound off now. Keep sharing your locations though, every 20 minutes. If you want it on the map, you got to hit it every 20 minutes. We just don't want like stale locations showing up. Here we go. This is out there in Pine Lawn, Missouri. Now, this is also why you don't want to be on the roads right now. Let's say that you're awesome at driving. Like you are good at driving. Guess what? Everybody else ain't. So now you're on the road. You know what that is. Somebody up in front of you gets stuck or gets in a wreck or whatever, and now you're stuck. If you're in the middle of this, getting out of that. Who knows how long you're going to be there? Now temperatures are going to get down there to degrees. You might have. The roar of the engine, the G-forces pushing human off the road. Seriously, a lot of times, whenever we make that recommendation, people literally say, well, I am a good driver. Okay. Okay. What is that supposed to mean?
Squirrel.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of this right now. A lot of backups right now. What the heck's going on here? Oh. Guys, I thought that we had like a rare shot of the most insanely narrow snowband ever, but it's just a piece of ice sliding down there. Yeah, we do have storm chasers out there as well. This is what it looks like from Brandon Comics' point of view. Corey Gherkin is out there in Iowa right now. They haven't come across anything quite this intense, but I'm sure that they will at some point today. We're just getting started. We are just getting started with this crazy winter storm that's currently impacting the Midwest. Truckers are parking on Interstate 80. Truckers are parking right now on Interstate 80. I want to highlight a critical report from a truck driver in our chat who is stuck in Walcott, Iowa. So somebody in our chat is currently stating that they are stuck in Walcott, Iowa. We're also tracking a situation in Milwaukee already with just the first bit of snow where a crash has now blocked two left lanes on I-94. And we can actually see that here. Man, y'all got on top of it. Literally just with a little bit of snow, we're already seeing weather-related accidents and spinouts in Wisconsin. But Missouri definitely looks like they're having the hardest time right now. Yeah, this right here is a tough situation. Where is that? Can I add a button for that? Is that 393? I can hit this. Okay, yeah, so right here it is. This is right here, and my goodness, look at this. The heaviest snow band hasn't even gotten there yet. All of this stuff back here, which is above 30 dB snowfall, that's moving in the direction of where this thing is. So you think it's going to get cleared up and then you're going to be able to go? That's not happening anytime soon. That's not happening anytime soon. Very heavy snow is on the way. This is what it looks like just a couple miles to the south. I'm going to turn your locations back on, by the way. I know we got a lot of people watching down here. This is what it looks like just to the south. This is what it looks like down there near Maplewood. It is an absolute whiteout. Absolute whiteout. So this is what's coming up there for our friends around our accident or our pileup, whatever you want to call it, or traffic jam. Sorry. And it's not going to end anytime soon. We've got a lot more significant snow on the way. So stay off the roads. Once again, we got a crash up there in Milwaukee as well. And if you're in southwest Wisconsin or northern Illinois, we're going to start to see more and more instances like this. So it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Dusty says 3.7K likes with 17K watching. Hit that like button. Yes, please. Please hit the like button. We don't do any sort of promotion or anything. The only way anybody knows about us and what we do here and hopefully valuable information that we're able to share in real time is because of you. So if you've got people that live out here in the affected area, feel free to share us out there on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, whatever it is that you want to do. Just share us out there. Let people know what we're going to be here all day covering stuff like this. Here's I-55 at Union. This is St. George, Missouri. I mean, it looks like for the most part people are staying off the roads here, but we've got one person, I don't know if his car is abandoned or what, but we'll get an update on that from scanners here shortly. Yeah, but how about cameras right now?
Give me the sounds, Nick.
You can't even say shit, because you know what pieces of shit you are. Each of you knows that you're going to die a sad only death. You hear me? You fat. Relax. You guys are abducting people off the streets. Relax. Come on, it's over here.
Arrests, raids, and protests have become a daily reality in Chicago. Ever since ICE's presence exploded under the Department of Homeland Security's latest crackdown, something they're calling Operation Midway Blitz. Launched at the start of September, DHS says this operation is designed to target the criminal illegal aliens who flock to Chicago and Illinois. And they blame the city's sanctuary policies, laws that block local police from cooperating with ICE for the surge. Officials claim hundreds of arrests so far, but from one of those arrests came an incident that no one saw coming. An ICE agent lost his body camera during a takedown on North Broadway, so the team went back to retrace their steps and recover it. But what happened next? That would turn into a headline at prime time, a viral moment, and the spark for yet another protest against ICE in the streets of Chicago.
What happened?
Nah, guys just resisting, bro. Like for too long, and they couldn't get him on the ground, dude, to arrest him, and he wasn't answering questions, and he was just being hard, you know, and non-compliant, nothing.
Okay.
And then obviously the little crowd started forming. But I think one of the guys talked to body cam, dude.
You do remember that intersection where it was?
Yeah, we're right by it, so I don't know if we're gonna get on. Probably gonna get on that now. I don't know if someone's gonna end up picking it up or.
Well, we're in the area.
Yeah, we don't.
Double check your shoe. Maybe they it in or something.
No, it fell for sure. So I remember seeing it fall, and I don't remember something.
This is a 20 kilowatt, that's right, 20 kilowatt diesel hydronic heater. Now, HLN made this specifically because you asked if one of these heaters could actually heat a building, like an off-grid shack, maybe a pump house, just something like that. And today, we're going to put this thing to its paces to see if it can actually get the job done. Stick around, that's next. In the quest to find the ultimate diesel hydronic heater for my bus build, I have purchased and tested.
So here's the update nobody was expecting. New images of 3I Atlas from Spain, Thailand, and Norway just landed, and they're all pointing to the same strange pattern. Not a breakup, not a collapse, something else.
What is...
Three teenagers are now charged in a brutal. I need you to get away from me right
Delete
now.
the picture right now. I just watched you do it.
You didn't watch me do it.
We all just watched you do it.
Get a picture of some girl in the back. Get out of here. How do you want to
I'm Eric. I'm a pilot.
So the Supreme Court just made an emergency decision that could abolish every single firearm permit in America. And this isn't some distant possibility. We're talking about ending government permission slips for your Second Amendment rights in all.
AI video.
Hello everyone. Some good news here. So Russia's lost the ability to carry out human spaceflight for the first time since 1961, as the Baikonur launch pad has collapsed.
Check him out. Not he's got a light load. Look on the backside, this is the gear doesn't break just right. So you hit the brake, then just let it just drive. What if something just like jumps out in front of you? Kill him. What was that? Guy can't drive. I'm gonna slow it down. Maybe it doesn't count. That was no monster.
I got your game, sucker.
Let's put it to the box. They're gonna try to pull it over the box.
Cover that.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Staying warm as mild days move into chilly nights. Many people are turning to alternative methods of heat, and now Fresno firefighters are alerting the public about the dangers you will not see. Thanks for joining us tonight for Action News Live at 5. I'm Warren Armstrong.
And I'm Graciela Moreno. We're live on ABC 32. We're live and wherever you stream. LA fog has triggered yet another active weather alert this evening. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Russo is tracking the conditions.
If you look at the port of Minamisami right after the earthquake, you can see fishing lines.
When the shadows rose like this, and I could see the waves, my eyes were breaking.
Jerry, I'm just going to come out and say, to my knowledge, this is the first time that we are sharing these prototypes outside the company.
Guys, there's officially.
Most of us don't think much about the ocean's tides. Tide goes in, tide goes out. It's just some water moving because the moon and the sun are pulling on it. But those words, just some water, hide an incredible amount of matter, and pulling on it hides an unimaginable amount of force. And nowhere is that more obvious than right here. I'm just north of the Arctic Circle.
Looks like they've got Joker with 2 times the protein.
In Norway, half an hour drive from a town called Bodø. The land here is mostly what Douglas Adams called lovely crinkly edges, and this particular lovely crinkly edge holds the Saltstraumen Maelstrom, the most powerful tidal current on the planet. And the reason it's so powerful? That way is the sea. That way is a fjord, a tidal inlet. Twice a day here, the sea rises and falls by about 2 meters. So the water level in the fjord tries to equalize. The catch is that pretty much all the water it needs to do that, 400 million cubic meters, give or take, has to go through this channel. There are other routes it could take, but the land masses make those slow and shallow. They're winding country roads, whereas this is like a 12-lane freeway. It's a perfect storm. There's a huge mass of water on both sides providing pressure, and the channel starts wide and steadily narrows to the centre both ways. It's the right width and the right shape to create this maelstrom of whirlpools and currents and vortices. What surprised me the most coming here and standing next to it is how much it changes moment to moment, second to second. Every little twist in the tide and the water creates a new vortex and a new boil. I had to get close enough to stick my camera in on a long pole, and honestly, it terrified me. Tour groups can take an inflatable boat out into the channel, and you'll see occasional fishing vessels taking advantage of all the marine life that gets shunted through here. But unlike the whirlpools of myth and legend, this maelstrom isn't going to pull a modern, buoyant, powered boat down to the depths. Although a swimmer on their own would be in a lot of trouble, and a large ship might lose control and be dashed against the rocks. But all this force, all this water, this is just a fraction of what's being pulled around out on the ocean. It's just here. It's visible. It's on a human scale. It's threatening, so here, we pay attention to it.
Selling a home is overwhelming enough, but choosing the right agent for the job, it felt too important to wait.
That's why Realtor.com makes choosing the right agent simple. Find your agent on Realtor.com/.
Turnover.
I was just in the jail.
What's wrong back there?
Can you tell me?
Was anybody in the car with you?
No.
How many people she hit you? I don't know. I was just waiting at the light crashed in.
February 13th in Collier County, Florida, a patrol deputy clocked a white Dodge speeding recklessly down the road. The dash cam captured the deputy's pursuit as the driver, fresh out of jail, lost control, crashing into multiple vehicles in a desperate bid to escape. What drove her to this dangerous stream? Watch the video to witness the mayhem.
In Antarctica,
One of my viewers got this original Xbox debug kit from an ex-Microsoft employee. The problem is that it doesn't work, so I bought it from him to see if I could fix it. These aren't even supposed to be out in the wild, so I feel super lucky that I even have it. And you can see on this label right here, Xbox debug kit. And then we've got do not open, opening breaches contract, manufacturing date of 4/2/2002. We've got one screw under this label, one screw under this label, and I really love to get these screws out without ruining the labels. We'll get to that in a minute.
And based on what you were describing, this could soon be the biggest story in the world. Literally the biggest story in the universe.
Using equipment far less expensive than the instruments aboard billion-dollar spacecraft, astronomers captured images of 3I Atlas that are sharper, clearer, and more detailed than anything the space agency has released. And people noticed. Side-by-side comparisons spread across social media within hours. On one side, Craggs' crisp images showing structured geometry, distinct luminosity, and defined shape. On the other, NASA's soft, washed-out image that looks more like a rough calibration frame than the clearest view yet they promised. The contrast is impossible to ignore. One man with a backyard telescope outperformed the high-resolution imaging science experiment aboard the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, an instrument that's captured detailed surface textures on Mars from hundreds of miles away suddenly can't deliver a clear image of an interstellar visitor? That's the question everyone's asking, and NASA's explanation isn't helping. If you're wondering why independent astronomers keep revealing details official channels won't show, hit subscribe, because what Paul Craggs captured changes the conversation about 3I Atlas and raises bigger questions about what we're being shown. Paul Craggs, known in astronomy circles for his meticulous imaging techniques, had been tracking 3I Atlas since its first appearance. Unlike many observers, he approached the object with extended exposure imaging, advanced stacking techniques, and a refined calibration method he developed himself. His resulting images show a structured luminous body surrounded by a faint glowing envelope with distinct geometry. Multiple observations reveal an elongated luminous structure with what appears to be a central core and rising streams of reflected or emitted light on either side. The object looks neither like a comet nor a simple fragment of interstellar rock. Instead, its shape appears structured, symmetrical, and highly unusual. This has led many to believe Craggs captured features that NASA either didn't show or chose not to emphasize. NASA's live stream aired toward the end of October. The agency promoted it as the moment the public would finally receive a high-definition look at 3I Atlas. They emphasized that the high-resolution imaging science experiment camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter had captured what it described as one of the clearest views yet of the object. The world waited with great anticipation, especially after weeks of speculation and buildup. When the image was finally displayed, viewers were taken aback. Instead of the crisp, detailed portrait many expected from a multi-billion-dollar spacecraft, they were presented with a soft, washed-out appearance that provided only the faintest hint of the object's structure. The disappointment was immediate. Social media quickly filled with side-by-side comparisons. The idea that a single individual with backyard equipment had outperformed one of the most advanced imaging instruments in the solar system became a major talking point. Observers found the timing of NASA's release particularly puzzling. Nearly a full month had passed since the high-resolution imaging science experiment had gathered the data. NASA explained the delay by referencing the government shutdown that had paused operations across multiple departments. Yet many found it difficult to accept that a single image, particularly one with so little detail, required the entire agency to be fully active in order to be shared publicly. A photograph of this nature could have been posted quickly and easily by a very small team, even during reduced activity. The prolonged silence left many believing the agency may have been deciding how best to handle information that appeared inconsistent with amateur observations. Craggs' photographs are now considered some of the most significant civilian images ever captured of an interstellar object. His commitment to multi-night imaging sessions, precise calibration, and comparison across multiple filters allowed him to reveal aspects of the object's structure that appear consistent across the data. This level of repeatability has strengthened the credibility of his work. Many believe that if his images had originated from an official source, they would already be regarded as groundbreaking. His images reveal clear lines, central brightening, and symmetrical flare, features that only strengthen the idea that 3I Atlas may possess characteristics that don't fit natural comet models. In contrast, NASA's blurred presentation has raised questions about whether the agency is intentionally withholding detailed data. Critics have pointed to historical instances in which NASA live feeds were interrupted during the appearance of unusual objects, arguing this may be another example of selective transparency. As discussion surrounding 3I Atlas intensified, people began revisiting earlier interstellar anomalies, noting that NASA's imaging of Oumuamua had also lacked clarity. Once again, amateur renderings and simulations looked more structured than official releases. This pattern, when compared with Craggs' clear images of 3I Atlas, has led many to suspect a recurring hesitancy by NASA to share high-definition imagery of unidentified interstellar bodies. Some interpret this as a sign that these objects may have characteristics that challenge conventional scientific explanation. Public reaction to NASA's release continues to reveal widespread skepticism. Many feel that an agency with access to unmatched resources, powerful telescopes, and decades of expertise should not be outperformed by an individual observer. Some argue that NASA's explanation of a low-quality image due to distance or angle doesn't align with the capabilities of the high-resolution imaging science experiment, which has previously captured detailed surface textures on Mars from hundreds of miles above the planet. The response to Craggs' images demonstrates an increasing shift in the public's trust toward grassroots scientific observation. For decades, NASA and other major agencies held near complete authority over space-related information. Yet with modern equipment becoming increasingly accessible, amateurs around the world are now able to observe celestial objects with astonishing precision. The emergence of platforms that allow instant global sharing of data has also empowered independent researchers. For many, Craggs represents a new era in which individual observers play a significant role in shaping public understanding of interstellar events. Craggs himself has remained composed amidst the growing attention. He has emphasized that his focus is on observation rather than speculation, though he acknowledges that 3I Atlas is unlike any object he has photographed before. His calm approach has only strengthened his credibility. While others debate possible meanings, Craggs continues to refine his imaging, releasing updates and maintaining open communication with fellow astronomers. His willingness to share raw frames, processing steps, and equipment details has earned him respect across the global scientific community. Ultimately, the debate surrounding Craggs' images and NASA's official photograph reflects a larger shift in public expectation. People are...
It must be complicated working with a friend.
So do you realize that? Scusi.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Indiana. We got here in Indiana. If it can load back up. Yeah, going. These Indiana cameras are. They're a dime a dozen. But yeah, this is what it looks like out there in Merrillville, Indiana. It's starting to get a little bit more intense. Let's see here, Matt, thank you for the super chat. It says, truck driver here, I stopped at the Iowa 80 truck stop. The I-80 Davenport to Walcott, Iowa is getting rough. Matt, thank you for that report. Guys, if you're just now tuning in, we do have travel paralysis right now. Roads are failing across the Midwest. I-70 is closed in several spots. We've got multiple 12-inch plus reports coming in, and this is what it looks like out there. This is what it looks like out there right now, with multiple views across Indiana and Missouri. One of our most telling scenes right now is this section down here near Festus, Missouri, where literally traffic hasn't moved in probably over an hour. We're hoping that gets cleared up just as quickly as possible. Once again, checking back in on Brandon Kopic down here in Cedar County, Iowa. Corey Gherkin is out there near Tipton, and Jayden Pappenheim's out there as well in Cedar County. So we're keeping an eye on him too. Let's go take a look at some of these reports. Once again, 9 inches of snow. 9 inches of snow reported earlier in Radcliffe, Iowa. Way over in New York, we still do have a 12.7 incher on the board from that lake effect earlier. 6.6 inches in Fenton, Iowa. 8 inches. Wow, 8 inches of snow here already in Frankfort, Missouri. So this would be a place that probably ends up with well over a foot. We've got a viewer watching down here, says way more snow than expected. Greetings from Missouri. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good morning from Mexico, Missouri. That's how you guys say it, right? Herman says we have about 2.5 inches of snow, but it's turning to slush now. Thank you for that report. This is important. If we go over to the preset mode, you can see the blue is all snow. The blue is all snow. The pink here is where it's starting to turn into slush and like not snow, right? So let's play the animation here and notice how the moisture is moving in this direction. The rain snow line isn't moving though. So the warm air isn't moving very quickly, but it will eventually overtake St. Louis. Somebody over here in Edwardsville says they've got 5 inches so far. Y'all, there's almost 3,000 of you sharing your location right now in the WeatherWise app. 3,000. Kevin says, our trucker just left the westbound Aloka, Iowa, Squad House, Amazon tractor trailer jackknife west of Flying J on ramp blocking both lanes, I-80 West. Hey, Hedrit, hey, Racing, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but they said, I just purchased the Yallometer 3.0 online, thank you. Oh, thank you. If it wasn't for y'all doing that, we'd have a real hard time doing what we do here. So thank you so much for that. Those towards helping fund storm chasers, right? So we pay these guys for access to their streams. We pay some of these camera networks licensing fees, and obviously there's a lot of expense that goes into everything that we do here. So Yallometer is specifically set up to kind of help fund that. Especially for spring, because a lot of this stuff is, in certain situations, life-saving in spring whenever we have tornadoes and stuff like that. So thank you guys once again for all your support. And if you've got a Yallometer, send us a picture of your snow measurement out there. We'll go through those here in just a minute. This is what it looks like from Corey Gherkin's point of view out there at Tipton in Cedar County, Iowa. Things are still ramping up. A lot of people watching out here around Chicago. So glad they got the Indiana-Purdue game in yesterday. Snow is coming down steadily around Chicago. Let's switch over to the Chicago radar. So here's some interesting. So like honestly, looking at radar in snow is not as interesting in my opinion as like severe weather. But you can kind of tell when more snow is coming towards you whenever you see these bands setting up. So this right here is a stronger area. Above 20 DBZ is what I would call moderate snow. Over here in Joliet, for example, right now you're below that. So this is light snow. But you've got this darker 20 to close to 30 DBZ area of snow coming up towards you. And that is going to bring about those larger snowflakes and the heavier snowfall rate as this moves up to the north and east. All of this stuff is moving generally to the north and to the east. All right, let's go back to the scanners. My goodness, a lot of stuff going on out there. But interstate's blocked. I-80 is blocked in Iowa. I-65 is also blocked in multiple places in Indiana. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of events here. Sign struck and obliterated on I-80 eastbound at exit 90. That's in LaSalle County, Illinois. A sign was hit and obliterated. Well, all these little dots that you see here, that's people sharing their location with me right now. There's still about 2,000 people sharing their locations. If you ever want to know how many people are on the screen, the number is always going to be right there. I need to make the text a little bit bigger, I think. But that's what we're dealing with. Really heavy snow now just north of St. Louis. Honestly, this might be the sweet spot today. Down here near Jacksonville, somebody says it's still snowing here, y'all. Way down, somebody in Springfield said dirt. Okay. Yeah, this is looking to me like, at least in the short term, some of our heaviest totals are going to come from this corridor right here. Northwest Indiana is starting to get nailed. Yeah, that's where a lot of those reports are coming from. This is a camera in Northwest Indiana right now. You can see the snow's coming down pretty hard out there at the rail station here. And we've got these reports, multiple vehicles slide-offs.
Just for my information, is it one vehicle for both accidents?
This is Silfra in Iceland, where I got to swim between two continental plates. On one side of me is the North American plate, on the other side is the Eurasian plate. And here, this is where they're very slowly tearing apart.
Every word I said there was technically true, and I don't want this video to take away from them.
Today we get to see the lady of the house doing.
Voyager 1 is about to cross one of the most remarkable distance milestones in the history of space exploration. By late 2026, the spacecraft will be so far from Earth that a single radio signal will take a full day to reach it. A scale that highlights both the vastness of interstellar space and the endurance of this 1977 mission. In this video, we will explore what this milestone means, the science behind it, and what comes next.
This dish is just like any green.
It's likely a detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These pods dissolve completely and have Dawn breaking down 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
For a veteran, the difference between panic and peace is a PTSD service.
He's a nice dog. I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Good boy. 7-month-old German Shepherd, Great Pyrenees mix. You're going to see quite a change in this dog in this 1-hour session. I believe that discipline is the answer for the dog and people aggression that you're going to see here. I do not believe e-collars are the answer. I do not believe treats are the answer. I do not believe more love is the answer. I believe discipline is the answer. I'm assessing the dog. There's the bite right there. It would have been a bite without the muzzle. So I do not shake people's hands when they first show up. I do the handshake method that is controlled, and I explain to people I do not shake their hands up here for this very reason right here. But she extends her hand, so I shake it. This dog is 7-month-old. This is too young to be this good at aggression. Dogs learn aggression. Right now, I'm not terribly worried. I don't love the look, but the tail is wagging a little bit. I'm not that worried. I'm even not that worried right here because he backs up. Then there's this. Open mouth within the muzzle. This would have been a bite. It was a super hard hit. I was off balance. I look silly as I fall away. But here's the mistake a lot of people make. After the bite, they freak out. Give me dog. Okay, we got to get mad at the dog. All right, we got to throw our hands in the air. We got to look the dog in the eye and intimidate him. We got to look away. You don't want to change a lot when you try to bite her. You don't want to look at it. And there's the bite to her. And that was not a soft bite if it would have been a bite. This is, so right there, I was probably thinking this is some form of aggression, or excuse me, protection, until he tries to bite the lady he was trying to protect. I have my hand out because I don't want this young, light girl to get pulled over if it's about to happen. And you can get bitten muzzles because your fingers go inside the muzzle. You grab the dog's collar, they turn their head, your finger goes in their muzzle. You can lose a finger. Okay, muzzles are not perfect, but they're good. They're important in this situation, especially. So now we're coming down. But the mistake people make is they freak out after the bite or the.
Oh my God, what page did I use? And I can't find my ass. I got so much stuff, you know?
Yeah.
$60 of stuff. A long time.
Something unprecedented is happening.
On May 26, 2020, on May 26, 2025, two women were pulled over on a routine traffic stop.
No, get back in the car. It's okay, you're a passenger. You gotta get back in the car. It's a traffic infraction.
where you turn in the complete wrong lane. There's a specific turn lane.
No, that's just what's straight to me. And I told her no, 7-Eleven. I told her where the 7-Eleven was. No, I saw the 7-Eleven.
Hey, it's no big deal. I'm like, it's just a traffic infraction. I just pulled you over. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
But you understand your passenger, you gotta stay in the car, right?
No, because I didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
Okay. Not like I'm begging for your ID, but you gotta stay in the car, okay?
Right, okay.
Do you have an ID, ma'am? Your what?
My abusive boyfriend is.
And why did you guys come over here then?
We were staying. Oh, we were homeless.
Okay. So he stays there, and you're just coming over to the 7-Eleven?
He like bought the hotel room. We decided like, okay, I'm gonna master's degree program.
Okay.
So I'm trying to like do that. And I started my own cleaning business. So the deal with the office here is it's like a cleaning like me and him in this business, right?
Okay.
So he was gonna be the okay. Didn't actually so we are just done and we lost my makeup all the fucking night, shattered when I'm there. You can tell I've just gotten black. And
so they kind of rushed out of there?
yeah, so we grabbed all of our shit and ran because he's today.
And that happened right now?
Yeah, just now. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you do? Okay, what business is that? What is it? Okay. What happened to the mirror? You mind lowering your window to see my partner? Okay. And do you mind sitting up in real quick so I can talk to you after?
Why? Trouble?
No, I just want to talk to you out here. I got separate parties, okay?
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So we good, okay?
That's not mine, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna talk about it, okay?
Yeah,
So.
really not. I don't do drugs. I'm sorry. That's not mine at all.
Okay.
Her boyfriend and her, no, her boyfriend. He's been smoking crack. No, her boyfriend does. And he's been smoking crack and he was trying to saw his mouth off.
Okay.
Well, that's why I got scared. I woke up and I'm like, let's go. And then we started fighting.
I'm so busy.
She wants to leave. I did, but I don't think that. Last night, I've been treatment, I went to prison, I did all my things I had to do, like, on my parole, I finished everything. And it's been what, since almost 2.5 years already?
Okay.
So, yeah, no.
Have you ever smoked that thing?
Never.
Okay, so if I search your bag,
Yeah.
anything on that
Don't,
bag,
no,
like,
absolutely not, no.
okay, can I get? Go ahead. Okay, so, were you on parole?
No, I'm done.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
No, I grabbed the road bag.
Pick up this thing?
Mm.
Maybe a misunderstanding.
Only the OGs know what this sound is.
You seem so cool, sir. I'm gonna take a couple puffs. I'm gonna take myself. Okay, do you have anything on your person? I appreciate the compliment. No, super exciting. You can see that maybe you were super calm,
The snow's getting heavier. Yeah, I had one lit for like a couple hours last night.
They're nice, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. Right staring me in the fucking face.
So that wood in the backyard is so old. It's really turning the dirt on the ground.
Man, the side of the house?
Yeah, we're just gonna sit just like that. I'm not gonna search.
Where Cameron used to stack it?
Yeah, along the fence.
Oh, well, use the stuff that's right by the house.
I have a whole wheelbarrow full from the backyard. It's right before it goes bad, you know. It's not bad, but it's about to be bad.
Can you take those, wrapping paper down fast?
You don't tell me anything right now. I can open it. Okay?
You're welcome.
Anything you want to tell me about this paper right now? Cool. Okay. All right. Well, we'll discuss it. Okay. Hang out with my officer. Okay. What's that? Well, the problem is, I didn't make any determination yet. The problem is, there's literally okay? Is it yours? So run me with this one more time, okay? Because as I walk into the car, she immediately spinning out of the car, okay? Now, you're her friend?
Yeah.
You guys real tight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're not real tight.
Did she know she had a war and you had to try to dip out?
No, she just said I'm going to someone who's not like partners.
And when's the last time you seen her use that? Yeah. Problem is that bag right by her feet, not even by her feet, like, you know this area right here that separates
Yeah,
from the door?
I can explain that to you,
right
officer. I can explain that.
So is there anything on your person? Because I'm having a female officer come over here to search, and if she finds it, I'm going to be real mad, and I'm not going to give you any breaks. So is there anything on your person you want to tell me about? Don't reach for it. Just tell me about it.
No, I don't know.
Is it meth?
It could be.
Okay, and where it might be.
Are you taking jail?
Like I said, we'll do it, okay?
I will try to jail.
Okay, well, can you give me information?
Yeah.
Would you down to give me
Yes.
info?
Yeah. Absolutely.
How many guys you fighting?
Oh, I'm not.
100?
No, yeah.
100 him?
Wait.
That's just a little bag?
Yeah.
What would you? No, hold on, I don't want to have to grab it, okay? Just to be safe, I don't like people pushing roads. But you be down to give me information? Okay, so this mess on you, is it personal use? Yeah. What's the problem? Is there any more dope in this car? Where would it be? Again, because you're saying you have it on you, it's not going to help you out with this.
Well, I
Waste
don't.
our time.
But no, I always tell us, I don't know what he
Where's
does.
so?
He gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Shit, the other than he psychosis.
Does he have a pack in here? Like it that he uses to smoke?
No.
Okay. Because I don't want to draw your personal belongings.
That's really good. You're not going to
So.
Hey, Noah,
Hey, what?
how many times did you use that impact drill?
Oh, enough that I can't just return it. And plus, I want it too. I like it. I don't care.
I was gonna say, send him a message. Yeah, I have someone interested. I bought an impact drill. You fuckhead.
Mm-hmm.
It's always, it's better to be safe.
If you could put this
If you only need to go over it, just go ahead and get that photo. Just in
wrapping paper back up, that'd be great, because I don't need anything else out of here. Thank you. See, I used to be able to do that kind of shit. This is gonna go in front of business. No worries. Oh, God, that was heavy. Okay, sure, let's go. Come in. Oh, God, don't make me come back.
Oh, come on.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
Go. Come on.
Come on. It's okay, big girl. Let's go. Come on.
Go. Come on. Good girl.
Okay, come on. Let's go. Come on. Good girl. Come on.
Go. Silly dog. What? All right, I'll be down there in a minute.
Today we get to see the lady of the house do a darn fine job protecting her husband.
Rolling into this story without knowing what just went down feels like watching a storm roll in and not realizing it's
I don't think there's a better example of how humanity changed the landscape of New Zealand than right here, at this dividing line between wild forest and managed farmland. It's a little bit difficult to see close up, though. For the best view, you need to go a few kilometres that way. In the centre of that circle is Mount Taranaki, a stratovolcano on the west coast of New Zealand's North Island. And from 6 kilometres up, the landscape looks bizarre. There are very few large-scale circular features like that in the world. Taranaki is also one of the most symmetrical volcanoes on the planet.
I have got a fun little project for us today. This is a hitch, or a drawbar, or a tongue, or whatever you want to call it, off of a hay rack. It's a wagon.
December 31st, 2023, officers responded to a call of a theft, where the calling party stated she found the car that stole the tags off of her vehicle.
Stolen. We'll have it come out.
She's not coming out. She's
The Supreme Court shock that no one expected. In the space of a single afternoon, the Supreme Court dismantled a legal structure that had quietly controlled who could and could not defend themselves for more than a century. What began as one state's
That's fine. We should be coming up on that exit here shortly, man. If I can get me some Casey's pizza, oh, baby. Yeah, we're 34 miles close to that exit. Should be coming up.
This is my last
Up to 60% yes, say. Exit.
This is my last red cabbage. He's a beauty. His brother had 5th place at the Malvern Autumn Show. You need something quite powerful to cut him off. So let's just get in. Meet once, twice. That's it. He's off now. He's very heavy. I'll have to put him down. He's really heavy. Right now. Let's break a few of the outer leaves off. A lovely cut. They're all edible. Now, it's like sawing a tree down. It's a laugh for a beauty. We will bring him around to the table so I can cut him. I've just zeroed the scales back. These don't weigh very much. I hope it's strong enough. And then I will, that is 10, 11, 12, 13. The head alone is just under 15 pounds. And that cabbage is all edible. It's not a wasteful cabbage by Mauro. It's a beauty. Yes, you have to take one or two of the outside leaves off, cut it in half. Do I use a saw or not? Nearly there. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is smashing. Oh. I love that. I think it must be my favourite colour. That's why I'm wearing this. I love it. And I'd love you to have one of these. So watch this space.
right, guys. Today, it's the much anticipated part one of a two-part series on why, when, and how you replace your struts. Let's get into it. We had a video recently where we started talking about the struts, and I've got a whole big thing about struts, and it's something that's really important to me. Sherwood, who is going to...
I was so rude, and I interrupted you, and then I missed the edit on me interrupting you, and so got called out on it, and I deserved it. I deserved being called out.
Welcome to an episode of In Range. I'm coming to you today with an iconic Schofield revolver. However, this is a particularly unusual Schofield revolver in that it's not an original, but it is sort of a reproduction. But is it a reproduction of its...
On March 8, 2025, officers were dispatched at a woman's request to conduct... On March 8, 2025, officers were dispatched at a woman's request to conduct a welfare check on her son.
Just walked off.
Are you Joanne?
I'm John.
Oh, John, I'm sorry.
Okay. He's in the stairs right there, and I think he's fighting the car. He's a lot. He just got up and walked in that way.
Okay.
So, and I'm like literally in Silver, so if I go out and through this city, I try to get in the car.
So what's the backstory with this? I'm not familiar.
Bipolar with psychotic features.
Okay.
He got picked up last night for blood and he's taking for those, but
Okay.
$4 a year or something.
Okay.
Last night he was very tired, felt like his moods are crazy right now. So,
Is he taking any medication?
yeah, he was on medication. He drank on his peanut butter last night and took off, and that's why we didn't we're trying to get him help because his body's been stable.
Okay.
So today, this morning when I was down in his room, he left the basement window and checked the cameras, and he got his phone and jump on us, so I was able to touch him on the
What, he's wearing a red, white, and blue coat?
Yeah, it's like color block,
I think I just saw him walk this way. Is he any weapons on him or anything? Okay, what's his name again? Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can catch up to him. I think I'll be out with him by field 1, right between all the fields. Hey, Troy. Hey, just talk to me there. He's jogging away from me to the west. Hey, man, you're not in trouble. Hey, Troy, come on. You're not in trouble, man. Just talk to me for a second. We're walking north now between fields 4 and 3. Hey, come here, man. Hey, you're not in trouble, man. Just talk to me for a second. Hey, just talk to me for a second. What's going on? I do want to know. I'm not. I want to help, man. Tell me how I can help. Hey, Troy. What? Just what's going on, man? Just talk to me. 144, can you smell units?
Get off me! Go to the lady's house! Oh!
144, I got him paying between 3 and 4. I understand you can get hungry now. All right. Hop up, man. Get up. I want you on the train. And then come with me, all right? Let's go. You got anything on you? You sure? Here, punch me in the face.
already gave me this plan. No, it's an Amarillo, but it's like, I don't feel like doing this, you know what I mean? When I write a plan, it's because I want to do something.
Yeah.
When someone else gives it to me, it's like, I'm in the mood. Like,
I don't know about no 8 inches of snow.
I don't know, it's still coming down.
Sounds promising, but I just told me personally, I was okay to get like 3 or 4.
Okay, now let me see.
You know, most people don't know everything, all there is to it.
Oh, they're running the list at Cascade right now.
Yeah? Oh.
Okay, we're riding tomorrow, we're open tomorrow.
I did this completely wrong. I put in 8 cups of water instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was filled with 2 were different water. No, it's not. Good way. Yeah, wait.
It wasn't feel like well, he's only walking up, they don't talk to me. Walking around the back. I just kind of followed him like that. Casey was kind of walking around him like 20, 30 feet. Right about over there by those bags.